What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
You feel me? I am, shout out to my tribal people reasons. You feel me? We out here. I'm on my African safari hunt reasons.
Do you know what tribe you represent?
Nah. I'm gonna just go with one of them over there. We're gonna go to like deep South Africa. I think that's where I was at in the family.
You got a million Africans about to kill you, dog. We don't want him. We don't want him. No,
I need to be a part of the family.
No, you not the part of my family. No. Sorry, you don't even know.
Man, this weekend, man, was a real good weekend.
Yeah, man.
I got a pure African leather man bag. Genuine African leather made by hand from the motherland. It's a gift this weekend.
That's fire.
Man, so I got me a little man bag now. So me and the wife be joking about me having like a little man purse.
Yeah,
so I get to tell her, hey, reach in the back and grab my man purse. Yeah. So we've been laughing and joking about that all weekend.
That's what's up. Oh, also what happened this weekend on Saturday, we got a president-elect, Joe Biden, right now, as of right now, because Trump ain't going down without a fight, doing all this lawsuit and all this about these fake counts. And he only doing fake counts in the states that he lost in. So I don't understand. If they fake counted, then wouldn't you think they fake counted everywhere? That don't make sense. But as of right now, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is the soon-to-be president and vice president.
Yeah, man. His history, you know, right. With the first female vice president.
Yes.
B, first African American. I really don't like the whole of color thing, because I feel like when people say of color, like they trying to avoid saying black. Yeah. And, you know, like I don't personally, I don't like that. I don't just say what she is, because I feel like in a Latino American, that's their culture, that's their heritage. Right. So I feel like you say what they are. They could be, you know, quote unquote of color, but right. Say what they are, because you got to pay homage to their ethnicity, to their culture. By right. Just saying for color, the color is blue. I mean, to me, the first person of color, so if she was blue, the damn Smurf, it'd be like, come on, bro. No, pay homage to what she is, because that's what I would want.
But they try to do that if they mix. Or if they mix or something like that. They don't try to identify it as black, but she's black by, like, you know, mix.
Yeah. Or whatever. I mean, she could be biracial, yeah. But as a society, we know where she more or less stands, where she kind of represents. You know, like that's kind of how, like, as our society, as the black community, we don't really look at her as really being full biracial. It helps her out. It right. You know, it makes it a cause. But when we look at her, it's like, man, you know, shout out to our African American sister. You know, she an AKA too. You feel me? Shout out to the Divine Nine.
Yeah, that's dope.
The White House. You know?
She's almost like, for other cultures, like the Tiger Woods or whatever. Yeah. Like Tiger Woods is black and Asian or whatever the case may be, but depends on what he do, how they identify him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. She was hella black when she incarcerated black people.
Yeah,
you know, that's her thing. Like, oh man, y'all don't. This black woman, all she did was just incarcerate our people. Hella right. Black. Yeah. But then all of a sudden, when it comes to certain situations, then she, oh yeah, you know, she get the AKA love. It's like, wait. Come on.
We try to put them in our categories, and we want to claim them when we want. It's like when them girlfriends and boyfriends, when you claim them when they around, but soon they ain't around, you like, I don't know, what, girlfriend, boyfriend? I'm not condoning no cheating and stuff like that, but y'all know who y'all are out there, not claiming y'all booze. Come on now. But anyway, man, on to today, because I am excited, man. We got the new next gen consoles coming out this week, but before we get into that, that's later to the end of the show. We're going to be talking about these teams. We've been doing this series, how these teams can improve. We got two teams On here, we got the Pelicans and the Detroit Pistons, man. Let's start with the New Orleans Pelicans, man. How do you see them improving next year or in 2 months or a month? Reason.
Well, let's make sure we announce that NBA official start date is now December 22nd.
Facts.
72 game season.
Yes.
They're also, from what my reports say, that they're keeping a play-in tournament, which me and you kind of enjoyed. And
I like it. That's pretty dope.
I think that's gonna add a little bit of something to that end of that season.
Facts.
I think they got to look before we get to the play. I think they got to shorten the games as far as you got to be within like 2.5 instead of 4. Because like 4 is a lot. Because I feel like you're not gonna make up 4 games.
I like 4.
It's a lot of games though.
But I like it. It gives more teams the opportunity to fight for it. Like, if you gonna make the playoffs, you're gonna make it. If you got what it takes or whatever. I feel like NBA should do what the NFL did and add another team up in that mug too, man. Like, I like that too.
They're already at 16.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, NBA already has 16 teams, man. NFL trying to get to 16.
No, I feel you. But yeah, I like the 4 games. I like it. It was suspenseful. The people who won was the people who won. Portland ended up winning. They didn't, and then they played against that one game. I like that. So it's only gonna be 2 teams that go into play-in. It's not gonna be all 4 or whoever's close. It's only gonna be 2. So, but yeah, December 22nd, season will be here.
Get it cracking.
All right.
So when we're looking at the Pelicans, pretty young team.
Yeah.
Very young team.
Yes.
The biggest question with the Pelicans is, can Zion Williamson get in shape? That, to me, that is the biggest question. Is because talent-wise, they have a lot of solid talent, but can Zion get in shape? I mean, right now, it's reports of Drew Holliday being shopped. I can understand it. You know, he's a vet. He's in a more win now rather than a rebuild, because they can become a playoff team, but they not competing for no championships next year. So I can see why they trying to do Drew a solid and help him out. I think if they're smart, I would ship him to Brooklyn, but I need LeVert and Dinwiddie in return.
I see that.
So now you really still building a young nucleus. You see what I mean? Like, you still keeping them young, but you get in 2 guys who can go get buckets.
Yeah.
And that'll just help them going forward.
I feel like they should shop them to the Lakers, if anything.
But the Lakers don't have no assets to give.
You said Kuzma trying to get up out of there, so they could trade him. Get another young talent.
Everybody, yeah. I mean, possibly, but I don't know. I think the Lakers trying to get JJ Redick.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah.
I tell you, that's what I've heard. JJ Redick, just because JJ Redick, man, is a shooter, and what do Bron like and love? He loves shooters.
When is Bron going to understand that those shooters always tend to let them down in big moments? All right, I'm just gonna call it spade a spade. You got Kyle Korver.
I don't understand that.
When you got Kyle Korver, one of the lethal shooters in the game, whenever you needed to make one in the big moments, nowhere to be found. JJ Redick to say, and I like JJ. JJ got a clip. Don't get me wrong. With a regular season game and some games that ain't worth it, and maybe even some playoff games here and there, he'd come through. But for the most part, in big moments, when you need JJ Redick to hit a shot and it's guaranteed buckets, yeah. And Duke JJ Redick, yeah. But
Duke JJ Redick was different.
That's what I'm saying. That JJ Redick, yeah, put him on my team. This JJ Redick, you don't know what you're going to get, and it's not. Again, we look at percentages, we look at the numbers. He's still very, very shooting very, very well 3-point percentage throughout the year. But I'm saying in key moments, we always try to clutch moments or whatever. That's what we like to grade people by. When it comes to clutch moments, JJ Redick drops the ball a lot of times. But hey, I'm not a coach. If that's what you feel like you want to get, everybody, you never know. But I really feel like for the Pelicans, here's the thing with me with the Pelicans.
Okay.
They got a lot of young talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got to play through Ingram. I think Ingram is their superstar. I think
they got to
Ingram,
resign him. They got to resign him because he's.
I think they will. I think they will resign him. If they don't resign him, I don't know what they're doing then. But I think Ingram is your superstar. I think Lonzo can be your point guard moving forward. He just got to continue to work on his shot, continue to improve. He's been taking more shots. He just got to figure out how to knock them bad boys down. And so I like their nucleus. And then Zion, it's going to be Zion. I don't think Zion issue is getting in shape to agree. I just think it's just making sure he's healthy because he's a very high octane player that uses a lot of force, a lot of athleticism. So he's jumping and he's not the tallest. So he's always got to use his explosiveness damn near on every single play. And so I think my fear for Zion is injury. And what I mean by that is like a knee injury. God forbid him hurting his knee. But when you so explosive, when you see it so many times, man, people that's super duper explosive, they end up having some kind of torque or knee because the body is not meant to do that repetitionally at a high fidelity all the time. Every blue moon, give me one of those. But every move, like Derrick Rose, Derrick Rose, hey, and then all it takes is one little move here and there, one plant here and there, boom. Russell Westbrook. You remember Russ before the knees and all that? And it wasn't even on a serious, it was on some Pat Beverly.
He only tore his meniscus.
You know what I'm saying? And still, you know what I mean? So I think with Zion, I think for him, he has to develop a 15-footer. I feel like if he wants to have longevity in the game, develop a 15-footer first. Anything around the key will help them become an even more lethal team. I think they need to sign Ingram, and I think they need to build that nucleus between Ingram, Ball, and Zion. I feel like that could be their three. They got some cool little center. They got that young center there.
My guy Jackson Hayes. Shout out to
I think he can do some things. He could be athletic and rim protector. And then they can get my man Hart off the bench, and they got some other young players there as well that can be some nice role players. But the nucleus, in my opinion, is Ball, Zion, Ingram. I think that's how they become a better team. I think Holliday got to go because it's just meant for. It's time for him to go. I feel like they've always Holliday and Ball on the same court. I mean, it's not. Yeah, Lonzo is not good because
I disagree because Holliday and Ball can add a defensive presence because I feel like Lonzo's defense is very underrated. It doesn't get talked about as much because I feel like he plays defense with that length and his athleticism to be able to guard ones and twos is big. I think he needs to focus more on becoming an even better defender than what he is, which can just really elevate his game. And he should be looking more to be more of a young J kid than he is, like the Lonzo we see right now. Not saying he's not supposed to shoot and take those shots.
Yeah.
But he needs to be more like in his pick and roll game, looking to attack the basket, get some buckets going in. So then they have to start doing different ways to handle the pick and roll, which then gives you more chances to shoot more open shots.
Yeah.
But my reason for trading Holliday is just because I feel like he just needs a fresh start.
I don't think it works though. Like, you got to remember, you got 3 ball dominant people. All right. Lonzo gonna need the ball, not necessarily need the ball, but Zion gonna need the ball, right? He's gonna because his post game ain't there yet. So you're gonna throw some lobs, and if you give him the ball, he's gonna ISO because he played like that point guard role for a little bit. He can pass the ball. Ingram's gonna need the ball, right?
Touch guy.
You know what I mean? And then you got dang, I just lost my dang train. Holliday, who's also he gotta have the ball. Yeah, he can come off the ball and shoot, but that's not his strong suit. He's a creator. He creates his own buckets by working in the post, dribble driving, and doing those things. And then you got Lonzo. You got too many people that need the ball in their hand, and not enough people that can come and rotate and do the other things. And then you got JJ Redick. I get JJ Redick. He's an off-ball shooter, somebody that can move around. But when you got Lonzo and Holliday and Zion and Ingram on the floor at the same time, That's a recipe for disaster to me because not all those people, most of those people are ball dominant people. Not everybody gonna be able to touch the ball.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
I think, but you got to remember they got a new coach, Stan Van Gundy,
Right?
real in his heyday in Orlando, who got them to the championship. A very flowing offense.
Right.
When you think about the Turkoglu's and Rashard Lewis and Dwight, but Turkoglu was the guy who handled a lot of the ball. So Turkoglu handled the ball. So in my head, when I'm looking at it, Dwight becomes Zion, right?
To a degree, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, to a degree. Just looking at their offense, Dwight becomes Zion.
Right.
You have Ingram as your Turkoglu, but Ingram is a little bit more efficient and better than what Turkoglu was.
Okay.
Lonzo becomes your Jameer Nelson.
Okay.
And then if you keep Holliday, he just fits kind of like he's your glue guy. So he can run the 1, he can run the 2. You just kind of let him do his thing. And what they really missing is a Rashard Lewis, another shooter that's gonna be able to space the court.
Yeah, get Kuzma. Solid. Trade Holliday for Kuzma, and you got everything you need. Kuzma is a set shooter, create here and there. He does damn near. He doesn't have a clip like Rashard Lewis. I ain't gonna disrespect Rashard Lewis, but I'm saying body stature a little bit, kind of similar roles.
Yeah.
Trade for trade. Y'all need a point guard. You get what I'm saying? Because Rondo may not or may come back. You got Caruso. He can definitely be a off the bench point guard coming off the bench, provide you that spark in the defensive build. And then you got Holliday who can create and get AD and get LeBron those touches. You get what I'm saying? Get them the ball. Tick for tat. Hey, we don't want to pay Kuz. Cool. Y'all need him more than we do as of right now. I'm just saying. But we'll figure it out, man. We'll figure things out for them. Do they got a draft pick?
Yes, they got the number 13.
Okay.
And they got number 30 because I think that's one of the Lakers draft picks that they sent over.
Okay. So then again, you can use those draft picks to get somebody else in there as well that may be available or whatever the case may be. But they have talent. I think the nucleus is Zion, Lonzo, and Ingram. I feel like that's who you keep, and then you work around there. You be a defensive team, ball movement team, and you be gritty. You got the talent, and you got the young studs to come in there and have a solid bench, and you can be all right. That's how I feel. But let's
I feel like you're right. I'm not gonna knock that.
I'm not being right. That's just my opinion of what I think.
No, I'm just saying it's right as far as like your mindset of what can help. I feel like you're right, like as far as that, because it makes sense. Like to me, what you saying just makes sense. That's why I would give the nod to you being right. So
no, I feel it. Let's talk about these Detroit Pistons, man. I don't know what they're going to do, but let's talk about them. How do you feel about that? How can they get better with Detroit?
Relocating.
Hey man, they got a chip, man. They want a chip, man.
Shout out to Detroit. So man, they came through in the election. So shout out to Detroit.
Yes,
the highest African American populated vote in the history of Detroit voting. So shout out to our black people for coming through in Detroit and helping Michigan turn blue. Look, man, Detroit just not a good team. I'm gonna just call it how I see it playing out. They just not a good team because they really don't have nothing to build around. Blake Griffin was hurt all last year.
Yeah.
So you can expect him to come back and be healthy and help. But what else is around him? I'm looking at this roster right now. You got young guys like Luke Kennard from Duke, who's you got D Rose. You know, D Rose can do it, but D Rose needs to be on another team, like a Laker or a Clipper team. You know, something to where he can kind of like help them become better. he's not a building block as a future piece no more because he's like 32. Like, he's a little older. They're gonna have hella cap space. Their projected cap space. They don't show the projected cap space. Yeah, they projected cap space is 30 million. So they're third out of 30 teams. So they're gonna have some money to spend.
Yeah.
It's just what they gonna bring in. Because currently right now on their roster, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guaranteed contracts. Right? That's it.
Yeah.
And with 1 draft pick, and that's pick number 7. It's looking rough. It's looking rough out there indeed. It's cold. It's so cold.
Detroit got a big problem is because the future that they had as far as like the face of the franchise ain't been healthy in the last dang near 2 3. No, he's been even hurt even when he was doing well. He's been injured for a while and he hasn't been able to have a sustainable year. And that's my man, B. Griff. I think they had a solid shot with him and my man, and that's in Cleveland. Drummond. Him and Drummond had something going. They was rugged inside, and Blake was becoming an inside-outside guy, shooting threes, shooting mid-ranges, attacking the basket, playing defense, creating that sort of like foundation and that sort of like what's the thing I'm trying to think? The wording, I can't think of the word, but it was creating that sort of like style of play, how they was going to play. Rugged, gritty, hard defense, rebounding, controlling the boards, and hitting you from inside out or whatever the case may be. But once he got hurt and then Drummond got shipped out, I don't know which direction they want to go. And so I think they need a entire like rebuild, regrowth, and just like, how you got a building, like, are we about to rebuild something? Just tear that whole thing down and figure out how y'all want to move forward. Maybe y'all move forward in the draft. Y'all get a nice little young superstar in the draft that y'all can play around with and mold him into becoming an all-star, maybe a superstar. I just don't know what you're going to do with Blake Griffin because, again, he can't stay healthy. I don't know.
He's making hella money, too.
And he's making, 34 million damn near.
36.8.
36.8. And he can't stay healthy. So you're losing a lot of money on a guy that can't stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Then I believe they still got Brandon Knight on the team, correct?
No, not from what I'm looking at. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. But he's an unrestricted free agent.
Okay. That's another 15, damn near 15 million that he's getting paid. The only way I remember Brandon Knight is for him getting dunked on by DJ. He ain't never been the same. Took his soul away from him.
Well, yeah, because he got dunked on, and then remember he had the fast break game-winning layup, and he missed it.
Yeah,
by himself.
That's tough. It is tough, but I just don't think they know what their identity is. I don't think they know what direction they want to go in. I just think that I don't even know if they're trying to be a competitive team. Maybe they just happy to have a team, because they had some pieces, and and I feel like what they got is here it is. I'm gonna just say what it is. All right. And don't take this the wrong way, Detroit. Shout out to y'all for going to vote. Detroit has a handful of leftovers.
Ooh.
People that has potential and hasn't really molded into anything yet. It's like you had a hot meal, but then it got lukewarm, and now you don't want to eat it right now. You just got it in the refrigerator. A hole full of leftovers.
So they ain't got Thanksgiving leftovers, would you say?
They ain't got the Thanksgiving leftovers. They could possibly manifest some of these guys into some Thanksgiving leftovers, right? Mm-hmm. But as of right now, they got them leftovers. You like, that stuffing it had no flavor. Them yams wasn't really good. Oh, that turkey, dry it in the mud. It's like I'm eating desert out here. The desert turkey. I ain't trying to have that. That's what they got right now. So much potential. So much. They got potential. They got some players that can be possibly some guys. But right now, they don't have the sort of identity of where they want to go. And Blake Griffin is their star who can't stay healthy. And I think if Blake Griffin is able to stay healthy, then you play around Blake and you bring people around him to help them become a better team. But if Blake can't stay healthy, man, you got to figure out what you need to move on to or how you going to shop them out. And it's going to be hard to trade somebody that is injury prone. We know how this is what have you done for me lately, man?
Yeah, man, factual information. It's like I said, I don't know when it comes to Detroit. You know, a lot of these teams, I'll be like, yeah, man, they got this and they got that. And when I look at Detroit, I'm like, they just got some new city jerseys.
Yeah.
All right. You feel me? And yeah, it's rough out there. And it sucks because I feel like Dwayne Casey going to end up losing that job too.
And it sucks that he's always getting these type of jobs, though. Like these rebuilding and not really having enough time to it takes a while to rebuild a program.
Well, he rebuilt Toronto to what it is. And then got fired. They was the number one team in the East. And then he got fired.
Facts.
And then they get Kawhi. The next year they win a championship.
Nick Nurse come and look like the hero. That same thing, bro. It's tough. We ain't gonna get on that too much, but think about it. Mark Jackson got the Warriors to where they was to contention. Steve Kerr come, and then they go to this championship and win it. I ain't saying it's got anything to do with race, but that's kind of tough.
Listen, I got one for you though. Think about this. If we just go football real quick, Tony Dungy built the Buccaneers.
Oh yeah.
Then he got fired. They traded for Gruden, and they gonna win the Super Bowl.
Facts. It's like, hey, we got something, but let's maybe we get some. It sucks, but it's looking like that, bro. Like we know a brother had a chance to win a chip the following year. And I ain't saying that that's the case, but it just don't look right. We do all the work, and you come and just steal the glory. We build up these franchise for you. You fire us, put another man in place, and then they come and steal the glory. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that could be the case for a lot of us, man. Especially for these rebuilding teams. If Casey can rebuild this team and get them going, and then they fire him, oh, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna suck. Then that's gonna be a theme that's what the NBA doing. They ain't slick.
You ain't looking like, to me, I'm looking at a lot. Because think about it. Nate McMillan got the Pacers back in the playoffs. They was competing. They get swept. Like, mind you, he signed an extension while they're in the bubble.
And he still got fired.
And
it's rough. It's rough.
Meanwhile, you got coaches like Lou Walton who ain't won nothing, getting hired.
Sacramento. Getting paid.
Again, man, listen,
we got a short lead.
We ain't trying to make this race related, but it's a lot of racial undertone. Okay, people.
We got a short lease. Just put it that way. We got a short. It's like anything in life. Any job we get, unless we the owners, we got a short lease. Anything we do is always going to be magnified, and that's just the way it is. But anyway, man, I think it's about time for me to get on these sticks and get it popping.
That's exactly the same.
It is. It's exactly the same. When you got something good, why you need to change it? Like PlayStation ain't never had good controllers. So y'all finally about to know what it feels like to have a good controller. Okay. Y'all finally, you know what I'm saying? Better know what it feels like to have a good controller. Okay. I'm happy for y'all. We've been having great controllers for the last 2 to 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So now y'all have the opportunity to experience what we feel. It's crazy. This is what I don't like about y'all PlayStation guys. I'm not a console war dude, but this is what I can't stand about y'all. This is what y'all do. Y'all don't have something good, right? And then when y'all finally get something good, y'all talk down on one of the best controllers damn near ever assembled, The Microsoft Xbox, oh yes, it's whatever. But before y'all had what y'all had, y'all was like, man, this thing is lit. This thing, look. Call a spade, man. If you got a dope controller, kudos to you. That's good. I want you to make sure you have a good controller. I want you to make sure it's comfortable for you. Just like you should want it to be comfortable for me. I don't hate on Sony. I don't hate on what y'all do.
I've never got into the controller war. I've just always said, like, so my thing is Sony's controller have always been the same, relatively, from PlayStation to PS1 to PS2 on forth, the PS4. So with me, it was always about the comfort level because that's all I ever played.
Fact.
So because I randomly play Xbox, or it's like my hand is not comfortable with it because I don't always play it. Like if I was an Xbox person, or say, for example, I was around Xbox to where I play my PlayStation at like 75 or 70%, but I play Xbox at 30. Then my hand would be just a little bit more comfortable. But if I'm only playing Xbox at a 5% clip, it's always gonna feel a little weird.
Right.
I feel like the adjustment is the same way. But I do know that that becomes the adjustment on the other side. Like Xbox be like, yeah, this is a little smaller than what my hands are comfortable with. And so that's all it really is. I think it's just more of a, like, I never really cared. It's just a comfort thing.
Right.
Like if I was a 50-50 guy, then I can be like, yeah, I kind of like this controller more than the other. But I'm like a 70, I'm not even say 70-20, I'm like 90-10.
No, I feel it. I feel it. Like I said, I feel it. I just get these little young boys and even these grown men fighting over a console. It's like they fighting over gangs. You don't own these gangs. Look, at the end of the day, they don't give a damn about you or me. All they care about is what the money you put in their wallet. Okay? Like Sony, I love Sony exclusives when it comes to the games that they make. They make some great single player games. When it comes to Xbox, I've just always been an Xbox guy. So when people come at me crazy about, we ain't gonna get on this whole console war stuff, but just play where you want to play. Shout out to everybody that get one. Hopefully my man Reasons can get one. Hopefully the sisters and our ancestors from the motherlands can get some nice little positive vibes when it comes to getting a console. But y'all let us know in the comments below, how can these teams, the Detroit Pistons and the New Orleans Pelicans, can get better? We are about to be getting up out of here, man. I had a great week for my team, but I had a bad week for my picks. But it is what it is. It happens to the best of us. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here, man?
No, man. Basketball season is on the horizon.
So quick.
NBA draft is the 18th.
So
NBA
quick.
Free agency is on the 20th. Season on the 22nd. 72 games.
Crazy.
More back-to-backs.
Crazy.
Will there be fans? Will there not be fans? Will there be an all-star game? Will there not be an all-star game? Are they going to bubble the all-star game? So many questions. We just got a lot to do, but we're looking forward to our teams for next week. Yeah, man, stay tuned, stay locked in, stay tapped in, man. You already know the deal with that.
For sure, man. Hey, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
A random appearance by the way.
What's up, son? Tap in. We're about to get up out of here while they tap in over there. Shoot, they still gotta get one out. They probably about to try to put another one in, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Always remember to talk that talk.